Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to talk about why I picked LSU Tigers to beat Clemson Tigers in the national championship. If you're looking at the screen right now, what you're looking at is what I call my daily numbers, which is on the left side, and then also what I call my game numbers, which is on the right side. Daily numbers is the date numerology. I track the Gregorian calendar as well as both sides of the Hebrew calendar. And then for game numbers, particularly for college football, we have the Clemson Tigers up top here. That's highlighted. We have the head-to-head in the middle between the two teams. And then we have the LSU Tigers at the bottom. And so what these numbers are is right here, this is the coach's record all time, as well as the coach for the Tigers, as well as his bowl record. Right here is the quarterback for the team. And then right here is the season record and their overall bowl record for the team. And then the team's Gematria numbers. This is the head-to-head between the two. And then right here is the team record for Clemson Tigers and their bowl record. Their name Gematria. This is their coach right here, his record. And then right here is the quarterback for Clemson Tigers. And then up here is the location and what the event is. Mercedes-Benz Superdome, CFP, National Championship. This is how I put together games. I use game numbers. I use daily numbers. I put them next to each other, and then I just try and figure out, to the best of my ability, who I think is going to win. For this particular one, I chose LSU Tigers, and I'm going to go over why I chose LSU Tigers. But before we do that, real quick, I want to show you guys something I posted on my Patreon page before the game. Ed Orgians, I butcher so many people's names, but the coach for LSU Tigers, his mom is currently 77 years old. Why does that matter? Why does that even? Who cares? Well, I thought it was interesting when I found this article, and I posted this before, quite a few hours before game time, just because it was interesting. I've already been following a 77 pattern, but basically it's been with NBA and the Dallas Mavericks and Luka, who wears the number 77, and then the passing of David Stern at the age of 77. Here, I'll show you. This is the last post I made about it, 77th all-time. So Saturday was the 77th all-time head-to-head match between Mavericks and 76ers. This comes 3 days after the 175th regular season head-to-head match against Mavericks and Nuggets. The word 77 sums to 175. This is 5 days after the 77th head-to-head matchup between the Mavericks and Bulls. And this is 9 days after the 77th all-time head-to-head matchup between Mavericks and Nets. And this is 11 days after the death of NBA Commissioner David Stern at the age of 77. So I've been following a 77 pattern for NBA. But then I saw this article here about Ed Orgeon's mom, who is the coach of the LSU Tigers. His mom is currently 77 years old. The coach for the Tigers, he actually wore the number 77 in high school when he played high school football. And that year, their team actually won the state championship. It was in the year 1977. And this is a quote taken straight from his mom, Coco. She literally says, "I told him I'm 77. Your number was 77. You won the state championship in 77. You don't think this is your year, buddy?" Okay? And of course, this is coming after the death of Stern 77. Even though NBA and college football, it doesn't seem like they would have a connection, and I don't really think they do. It is interesting how these number keeps popping up. I'm sure people will comment and say, "You're crazy. Of course it's connected." I know. But interesting enough, the 77 just keeps coming up. And so I made this post. I thought it was fascinating. But let's get into why I actually picked him. I didn't pick him because of his mom, but it was interesting to see. All right, so we have my game numbers on one side, daily numbers on the other side. I have a strong foundation here to start making a sports pick. The first thing I noticed right away, and I noticed this before the championship game, I actually noticed this during the semifinals, and there was a lot of reason why I also picked LSU in the semifinals, is Joe Burrow, the starting quarterback for LSU Tigers. His name in Gematria sums to 116. 116. And this was the SFP National Championship. Okay, SFP National Championship sums to 116. The storyline for Joe Burrow was he always wanted to win the national championship. He could care less about getting drafted to the NFL. His dream was to win the college championship. Joe Burrow, 116. SFP National Championship, 116. The coach for LSU Tigers, he came into this game 4-1, like 41, in bowls, and became 5-1, like 51, all time in bowls. The word 51 in Gematria sums to 116. So that was my first kind of connection I was looking at. Joe Burrow, 116. Coach becomes 5-1 in bowl games, like 51. 51 equals 116. This being the SFP National Championship equals 116. Joe Burrow also sums to 127. 127 is the 31st prime number. I'll show you. 127, the 31st prime number. And this game was the 1 seed Tigers versus the 3 seed Tigers, like 1-3, 3-1. With a win, the LSU Tigers became 3-1 head-to-head against Clemson, like the number 31. Joe Burrow, 127, the 31st prime. This is the 1 seed versus the 3 seed, or the 3 seed versus the 1 seed. LSU Tigers becomes 3-1 head-to-head against Clemson, like 31. The coach for the Clemson Tigers, he picks up his 31st loss all time. Okay. So Joe Burrow is pretty connected to this game. At least his name Gematria was, with the 127 and the 116. Another way you can look at it is the 1 seed versus the 3 seed, like the number 13. And the Clemson Tigers become 1-3 head-to-head against LSU Tigers. This being the 13th day of the Gregorian New Year, January 13th. Focusing back on Joe Burrow, it was actually 34 days since his birthday. Joe Burrow turns 20. He turned 23 in December. So it was 34 days since his 23rd birthday from the game, and today or yesterday when this game happened on the Gregorian, 34 date numerology. So 34 days from his 23rd birthday on date numerology of 34 on the Gregorian. We have Joe Burrow playing this game, and what's interesting about 34 is that it's the 9th Fibonacci number. What's also interesting about him turning 23 34 days ago is that 23 is the 9th prime number. So we see 34 and 23 connect to the number 9. And guess what number Joe Burrow wears? He wears the number 9. So 34 days since his 23rd birthday, both associating mathematically to the number 9. The starting quarterback who wears the number 9 The coach for LSU Tigers, he stays on 9 losses all time as a coach for LSU Tigers, as the Tigers stay on 23 bowl losses all time as a team. So we have this 9 pattern here. Joe Burrow wears the number 9, 34 days since his 23rd birthday on date numerology 34, 34 the ninth Fibonacci, 23 the ninth prime. LSU Tigers sit on 23 all-time bowl losses as they pick up their 28th, as their coach stays on 9 losses all-time as a coach for LSU Tigers. And he actually picks up his 40th win as an LSU coach. The word LSU Tigers sums to 40, as well as 113, today being yesterday being January the 13th, like 113. LSU Tigers also sums to 130. So you got 130, you got 40, you got 113. Where the 130 comes in at is the coach for Clemson Tigers. He stays on 130 wins as he picks up his 31st all-time loss. And it's up against the LSU Tigers is where it happens. So there's some decent connections here. One of the most fascinating connections, I think, is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback for the Clemson Tigers. He wears the number 16, and he was born on October the 6th. Okay, and the day that this game happened, it was the 16th day on the Hebrew calendar, as well as the 106th day of the year on the Hebrew civil calendar. So the 16th day on the Hebrew calendar, which also happens to be the 106th day on the Hebrew civil calendar, we get this game where Trevor Lawrence, who wears the number 16 and was born on 10/6, October 6th, like 106. The coach for Clemson Tigers, he became 10-6 all time in bowl games, like the number 106, who has this quarterback who was born on 106, who wears the number 16, today being the 16th on the Hebrew, the 106th day. 106 in bowls, born on October 6th, wears the number 16. It was 99 days since Trevor Lawrence's birthday. 99 days, okay? The word 99 sums to 141. And with the loss, Clemson Tigers end their season 14-1. One of these teams are going to go 14-1. It makes sense it would be the team that has a quarterback 99 days since his birthday who was born in the year 99. The word 99 sums to 141. They become 14-1 to end their season. They also pick up the 21st bowl loss as a team. And the word 21 sums to 141. So you have Trevor Lawrence, who wears the number 16, born on October 6th in the year 99, exactly 99 days since his birthday. On the 106th day on the Hebrew calendar, their coach becomes 10-6 in bowls. The word 99 sums to 141. They become 14-1. They also get their 21st bowl loss. 21 equals 141. That's about it. Oh, actually, and then as far as the 15 goes, picking up their 15th win, the word 15 sums to 34. So it kind of made sense to me that the team that's connected to the number 34 gets their 15th win. Just like the team that's connected to the 99, 99 equals 141, gets the 141. The team that's connected to 15, or the 34, which is Joe Burrow, 34 days since his birthday, 34, the ninth Fibonacci, he wears the number 9. The word 15 sums to 34, as I showed you. 15 sums to 34. And LSU Tigers are the ones that get the 15th win for the season. So hopefully this makes sense for you guys. Yeah, but this is why. I'm not the best at college football. I would say out of all the sports leagues that I do picks with on a daily basis, college football is my least best sport. But it's always good to end the season off strongly.